Back in Australia. Interestingly, since laying out another UFC participation record at UFC 243 in Melbourne, Saturday's profoundly expected UFC 284 compensation for every view at RAC Field in Perth surpassed all assumptions. The group was in full throat all along, and the competitors answered with dynamic endeavors beginning to end, finishing in a couple of enthralling title fights. This is a gander at the way things worked out inside the octagon at UFC 284. UFC 284, Makhachev vs Volkanovski results. Islam Makhachev routs Alexander Volkanovski by consistent choice, 48-47, 48-47, 49-46. Yair Rodriguez routs Josh Emmett by accommodation, triangle stifle, at 4:19 of cycle 2. Jack Della Maddalena routs Randy Brown by accommodation, back exposed stifle, at 2:13 of cycle 1. Justin Tafa routs Parker Dorman by left hand, at 1:06 of cycle 1. Jimmy Crute and Alonzo Menefield fight to a larger part draw, 29-27, 28-28, 28-28. Modestas Bukauskas routs Tyson Pedro by consistent choice, 30-27, 29-28, 29-28. Joshua Kulibau routs Melsik Bagdasaryan by accommodation, back stripped stifle, at 2:02 of cycle 2. Cleetson Rodriguez routs Shannon Ross by technical knockout, strikes, at 0:59 of cycle 1. Jamie Malarkey routs Francisco Prado by consistent choice, 30-27, 30-27, 30-27. Jack Jenkins routs Ware Shanis by consistent choice, 30-27, 30-27, 29-28. Loma Lookboonmee routs Elise Reed by accommodation, back stripped stifle, at 0:44 of cycle 2. Blake Builder routs Shane Youthful by consistent choice, 30-27, 30-27, 29-28. Mythical Beings Brenner routs Zubaira Tukhugov by split choice, 29-28, 28-29, 30-27. UFC 284, Makhachev vs Volkanovski principal card battle results. Headliner: Islam Makhachev routs Alexander Volkanovski by consistent choice, 48-47, 48-47, 49-46. Islam Makhachev called his shot and completely finished, daring to Perth, Australia, and overcoming pound-for-pound lord and featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski to shield his lightweight title interestingly effectively. The flooding Russian champion showed his abilities on the feet through the initial 3 rounds, spending significant length of the underlying 15 minutes exchanging with Volkanovski and getting the better of the trades. While Alexander the Incomparable had progress of his own and showed an ability to amaze to fight with Makhachev's takedown endeavors, the lightweight winner was simply excessively. In the 4th, Makhachev planned an ideal level change that brought about his moving onto Volkanovski's back and remaining there however long the edge might last. In the last casing, Volkanovski attempted his damnedest to mobilize and wrap up, taking the battle to Makhachev and harming him with a left hand late, completing the session in top position, no doubt stirring up a lot of pleasure for the limit swarm in Perth. Makhachev procured the consistent choice bring home and effectively safeguarded his championship. However, Volkanovski didn't lose anything in going 25 minutes with the lightweight ruler. This was an extraordinary battle between two champion abilities, and it will be astounding seeing them keep on lording over their particular weight classes proceeding.